Holy sh! Oh my gosh. I thought I would be close, but I was thinking... What is going on, guys? Carter here with Edged Mindset. We're taking a look at this mini Paragon from Kizer Knives. This is a collaboration with Knifeworks. I have followed him on Instagram for years. He does really cool stuff, and he's done a couple collaborations with some larger production companies, and this is one of them. As you saw, I just barely unboxed this knife. I bought it with my own money. It was not sent to me. I've had my eye on this thing for a while. As soon as I saw the black micarta, yes, this should be black, and as soon as I touch it a little bit more, I'm sure it'll turn black. It has a weird smell to it. Kind of like, smells like glue. One of those smells that I kind of like, but then I kind of don't like. I don't know what's going on there. But this is a collaboration they did with Knifeworks. Kizer Mini Paragon, I think I mentioned that already. He has a production version of this, and I think he has a production version of the full-size Paragon. One of the first things that everybody says about this knife is they make jokes about how this isn't really a mini, so on and so forth, which is true. It is a large knife. As you can see, it is larger than a paramilitary 2, but it is what it is. So apparently the full-size Paragon is a monster then, if this is the mini. I really like the size of this thing based off handling it right now. I think it is a really good size for me. I love that wide blade. Looks really cool. One of the reasons, so here's the thing. This is on the more budget side of knives. I'm going to consider this a budget knife. Everybody's journey may vary. Some people may consider this an expensive knife. I would consider this more on the budget side. I'm not saying it's the cheapest knife out there you can get or the most inexpensive knife you can get, but it's, for me, it kind of is. And one thing I've noticed is that when you get into knives that are more inexpensive, one of the ways that you can kind of cheat the look of them, I guess if you put it that way, is to do a black wash finish, kind of like this. It kind of hides some of the telltale signs that it's a less expensive knife. And that's kind of what I found with this one, based off of videos I've seen. The regular stonewash blade kind of looks like its price range a little bit more than this one. This one, in my opinion, visually punches above its weight in terms of cost. Now, I'm not talking quality, I'm not talking action, I'm not talking materials. I just purely aesthetics, right? How nice it looks. In my opinion, the black wash kind of covers up some of the telltale signs of a knife being on the more inexpensive side. So what are we looking at here? It's 154 cm steel, which if heat treated well is more than adequate for most of what anybody will use. The blade length is just about 3.5 inches. Overall length is 8 3/4. So really good size knife, decently thick stock here. I can tell it's running on bearings. This thing flies open. It's got a cool sound too. It's not quite a ting, but it's got a little something going on there. Pivot collar. You don't really see that in price ranges like this all that often. Excellent touch. Standard pocket clip. Really strong retention. I'll have to see how that works. I don't like how low that lip is. I have a feeling I'm going to struggle getting this into the pocket, but what I'll probably end up doing is just bending it out just a little bit, which will solve both those problems. It'll loosen up some of that retention and also give me a little more clearance to get over my pocket. Liner lock with a nice thick steel liner. Looks like it's somewhat skeletonized. They've got some mini holes kind of milled back here. Let's get a weight on this. It feels reasonably substantial, but not anything. I'm guessing we'll play the guess the weight game. Guess the weight. I'm going to say 7 ounces. Holy sh! Oh my gosh. I thought I would be close, but I was thinking it would be like 6'8" or 7'1" or 7'2", something like that. 7 ounces on the dot. I am prophetic. That was not, that was real, folks. I didn't look that up beforehand. That was 100% a real guess, and I was correct. Lockup on this thing is outstanding. Action on this thing is outstanding. The sound, it's got a really cool funky sound. I really like this recurve with this tip. Compound grind. This feels like a flat grind, but it's because it's so much higher, it's going to be thinner than this little stubby guy up here. Gives you a nice thicker tip. I like how this tapers down. I like the swedge. Now these little marks right here are kind of telltale of RS Knifeworks. He does that a lot. You'll see that in the RS Chaos from Vosteed knives, which he also designed. I have one of those coming, by the way. I would like to compare the two because there's a lot of similarities. Micarta backspacer. This is supposed to be black micarta, and I think it will darken. I don't really know if that's actually black micarta, though. Seems more like a kind of a forest green, but I don't know. We'll see. So far, I'm impressed, actually. I am more impressed than I thought I would be. This thing retails for like 90 bucks. I'll put a link to Amazon. That's where I got it, if you could tell from the package I unboxed. Very impressed with that price point. And I'll be honest, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. I know, surprise, surprise. I've been toying around in kind of more budgetish, inexpensive knives lately, a little bit. And it's very impressive to what they are producing nowadays. I still kind of in my head have, I'm an old school guy. I've been in this game for a long, long time. And when I think of knives like this, on the budget side of things, I still kind of have that mental block of what they used to be back when I first got serious about collecting knives and all the problems they had, lockup, action, centering, things like that. So far, based on the budget knives that I've handled and I've looked at, they are producing some really, really cool looking knives. This looks amazing. For 90 bucks, this looks amazing. Materials look great, and it just looks cool. Like, this is a knife that I would take pictures of and post online. It is cool enough that I would do that. And that's kind of my marker, right? How cool something is if I would take pictures of it and post it online, which may sound stupid, but it means that there's enough craftsmanship and there's enough visual and stylistic flair that I would go out of my way to take photos and post about them. And this is one of them. So really glad I picked this up. RS Knifeworks, collaboration with Kizer Mini Paragon.